Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us. If you're liking the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you'd like to reach out to us on social media, you can find us on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Casting Roles ILM. Our videos are uploaded on Friday on our YouTube channel, and our podcast comes out on Tuesdays, which you can find the information for that at castingrolesilm.com. But with no other announcements, we'll go ahead and start the show. Sure. So, ticket takers. After a week in Alyria that could be described as the opposite of uneventful, you managed to unmask evil people who were plotting against the crown, discovered that the shadow was working behind the scenes to potentially assassinate the king. You gained some new allies to your cause, breaking away from Yusef Arafon and his allies in the form of the Archmage Lunaria Mistweaver, two of the preeminent risk breakers, and watched as the king was whisked away to parts unknown for safety reasons, as then a dragon came and obliterated the castle. Escaping aboard the Something Ticket This Way Comes, you made your way to the town of Broadfield, and after an 8-hour flight, touched down in the morning, only to be greeted by the ostentatious form of Roland Longbranch, and who you quickly ushered away back to the Gilded Ass Tavern as you began to make your entrance into town. So with many of you not even sleeping through the night, suffering from the exhaustion of the day before and low spell slots and low HP and all of the such, ticket takers, welcome back to Broadfield. What would you like to do?
When you lay it all out like that,
we must just look a mess. Like,
yeah, I'm going to change back into my normal clothes, but leave my jacket off.
Okay.
I'm the ripped and torn and shadow ripped, the lovely red and black combo that I had on, which I love as an alternate uniform, is going to need repairs.
More red than white at this point. So.
Yeah.
And so you guys make your changes and transformations, and you're outside the city gates, so you can make your way into town whenever you're ready. If there's anything you need to take space of here on the ship before you do so.
Who are we leaving behind on the ship to guard or take care of it?
Princess should definitely stay behind.
Yeah, we agree. She's got to stay.
Yeah.
The rats perhaps should stay.
Okay.
What do you think, Source? Or at least some of them.
Why don't we take a couple in and then send them back and let the others come in so they can at least get exposed to Broadfield? But that way we've still got people manning the ship. So,
and then do they have sending stones?
I do with Beaker.
So leave Beaker at the ship, and then everyone else can come. And then Beaker, if something happens, can notify us.
Sounds perfect.
I would like to, before we head into town, do a sending to Amalia.
Okay.
And just be like, hey, we landed in Broadfield. Give me an ETA. Please stay safe.
And just a moment later, the voice comes through. Trekking through the southern Moonvale now. Probably another hour or so. Good to hear that you all are safe. All right.
And I let the group know that Amalia will be joining us soon.
Thank you. Let's start for that.
And the princess is there. Is like, I'm happy to stay on the ship within the cloaking, the anti-scrying device. But you all know that that doesn't protect you outside, so just be very careful.
do you want me to bring you anything?
Some food would be lovely.
Yeah, we can do that.
Thank you.
And I think we should plan to leave tonight after it gets dark so that we can do what we need to today, but then we can leave where no one can see where we're going. And that also gets us out of town quickly.
tonight or tomorrow morning, I think either.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how long. Oh, sorry. I don't know how long y'all want to stay. You haven't been here in a while, so.
No.
And who knows when we might be back.
Spend too much time here.
Yeah,
We
but at
can't
least
be located, and we don't want Broadfield to be a target again.
yeah. So definitely leave during dark.
All right. We'll plan tonight.
Plan tonight.
All right. So as a bunch and with a couple of the rats in tow, you begin to make your way through the main city gates into the city of Broadfield. Immediately you notice that there have been some work put in to beautify the town even more, some new paint jobs on some of the buildings. You do notice that one of the shops that had been unoccupied before now has a new sign over the top that says Northwick Buns. Is currently closed because Menorah is in the capital city, still plying her wares there. But she has established her shop here in Broadfield. And you make your way through the thoroughfare. And as you're getting ready to kind of round the bend into the main square, you do hear the sound of clanging swords and shouting and spells being cast from a distance. Whether or not you react in haste, rounding around the corner, you notice that the center square of the village, which had just been an open grass area where they had built a stage for the Adventurers Guild party day, is now not fenced off, but kind of blocked off. And there are training dummies and platforms all over the place. It appears as if your Adventurers Guild members have created a practice field here. And you see a tall drow casting a spell in the direction of Tavik, who's charging across the field with a wooden axe. You see a man that you recognize as Thomas charging forward with a shield to intercept Tavik as a spell is released from Sora behind him, and you see this gold energy hit Tavik, kind of brandishing his axe, which makes contact with Thomas's wooden shield, and it shatters and sends Thomas flying backwards. They are training. But you see the familiar faces of Thomas, Samira, Sora, and Tavik.
Don't you think it's time we made them their own official team?
The ticket punchers.
Maybe
That
they
kinda
can
sounds
name
cool.
themselves.
Oh yeah, good idea. Good idea.
A moment goes by and you see Tavik knock Thomas backwards and then throw his axe in Samira's direction, and she shields it away. But then from Sora kind of looks up and she sees all of you and she says, well, what the fuck do we have here? And she kind of says, all right, training's over. Good work, everybody. Thomas, you still suck. All right. And she charges forward. Sora, come on. Marlo, Abel, it's so good to see you. Who the fuck is this? And
Hi, I'm Juridan. I'm on the team now, I guess.
Oh, Juridan. We're new members that are not being informed and put into the registry. On the official team, is Juridan on the official team?
Yeah.
Jordan is on the official team, but that's one of the reasons we're here, is to officially incorporate your team.
Oh, well, I assumed from the last letter in which you put me in charge of all of the to-dos around here that meant that we already had. Tavik, what's our team name? And Tavik's like, we're the B team. And Tavik and Sora's like, yes, that's right, the B team. Why, Tavik? Because I like bees. And and then Samira and Thomas kind of make their way closer over in your direction, and they're just kind of standing there. And well, it's good to see all of you. Thomas is looking in your direction. You look kind of worse for the wear.
I think we need to have a emergency meeting.
Okay, Sora's like, oh yes, emergency meeting in the Gilded Ass Tavern. All guild members, rolling, get the fuck out. And, like she makes her way towards the tavern.
Is he the mayor? Is he important?
He's kind of just Sora's bitch, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like a lot of people are.
Yeah.
He's officially the mayor, but that does not mean he's in charge.
Yeah.
Got it.
So Sora marches off towards the Gilded Ass Tavern, and she walks in, and she's like, "Jane, we need breakfast for everybody. The post training like boost of energy, please." And surprise! And she kind of welcomes you. You see Jane kind of walking around cleaning tables, and the moment she sees you all, she just kind of drops her rag on the table, and she runs forward and immediately gives Soros a hug, and then steps back and is just like, "Oh, I'd heard that there was so much happening in the capital. I was worried about all of you. It's good to see that you're safe."
That's a relative term, but yes.
Good. Well, let me get you something all to eat. She kind of goes back behind into the kitchen area and begins to put something together for you all.
Is Roland still in here, or is he left yet?
Sora is kicking him out the door at this point, and he's like, "I just don't understand. This is my tavern. Why do you keep kicking me out of here?" And she just kicks him out the front door.
I walk out to help escort him out, and it's like, by the way, you asked about the tithe. We started an account with the thing. There's 3,000 gold in it. So it's all there.
Huh.
Thank you. Slam.
Amazing.
All right.
Notice I didn't say he had access to any of it.
Yeah. But the Gilded Ass Tavern is yours and Team B's. So you're there.
It is named this, huh? This is the real name of this tavern.
We've never lied to you about.
I know. I keep hoping.
About this.
You are. I keep hoping you are lying. It's fine.
I have a milk.
Who leads these meetings?
Oh, we're out of milk, Kaimana. We finally made our way through all of the milk. Thank God it's a tavern.
Milk?
We have some delicious breakfast meads, or some like fruit sours. We're partnering with a local brewery that just kind of a micro brewery. They're calling themselves.
What's
Are they all happy?
Yeah, wait, what's the microbrewery's name, Josh?
Oh, fuck you.
Is it run by all halflings?
No, it is literally halflings. And it's called Halfling Stout. And they are.
Wait,
I don't.
Josh, what if it's called Short and Stout?
Short and okay, better name. It's called Short and Stout, and it's run by halflings. Yes.
It used to be a
It's going in the notebook. Don't
Yes,
you
there you go. Short and Stout. Perfect. But Jane kind of lays out some of their brewery options of, light breakfast ales and ciders and things for all of you, and then begins to lay out trays of food, which is new for the Gilded Ass Tavern since your last arrival here. There's bacon and some breakfast hashes of some kind. She specifically places a vegetarian option in front of you, Marlo, and then make sure everybody else has what they need. Is this official guild matter? I should go somewhere else?
You might want to sit in and listen to some of this. It may affect some of your other interests.
Oh, so I should put on my other cap then, I suppose. All right. And she kind of takes a stool off to the side. And Sora's like, well, I guess since you're here, one of you's in charge. I think you last said that Kaimana was the leader, but I never quite believed it.
Excuse me?
Oh, we were not joking. Kaimana, you are in charge of the meeting. Tavik, take the minutes. And Tavik takes out a notebook, and he kind of looks at you, Marlo. I still can't write.
Kaimana, do I have, may I take the floor to recap?
I hereby call this meeting of the Adventurers Guild to order.
You watch Tavik is just drawing pictures.
Josh, right before they start the meeting and everything, I want to message to Jane.
Okay.
And I just message her and I'm like, Vox Populi, are you loyal to Iris?
You get the message back in your head. Iris is the only leader of Vox Populi.
And then I nod and let her sit on the meeting. Her ass out.
I will nod respectfully to Marlowe, and I will say, our member Marlowe has an order of business they wish to bring to the floor.
Mar whips out the conspiracy sheet. And I will recap for them Feldspar into Anavir, hitting all the important notes of things, specifically like where we're at now and what we're trying to do. So, yeah.
Good.
Are there any questions?
Sora will kind of look for it and she says, so what are the chances that any of this danger will follow you here?
We won't be staying long on that, based on that possibility.
I estimate they're about a day behind us.
From what you said, they don't have access to the airship fleet. So it seems that perhaps even longer. But we will keep an eye out for them. I assume that I should report that you are not here at all, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Well, we've been rather busy as well. We took a job most recently further west, near the Vale.
Can I say that I have my Lantern of Revealing up?
Mm-hmm.
See if anyone is crying on us.
There's currently... go ahead and make an investigation check.
Let me place this lantern in the middle of the table. And then I will... Oh, that's pretty good. A natural 20 for 30.
All right, so you don't see any of the familiar scrying orbs that you are probably looking out for. What you do notice is that directly behind Samira, there is a, like, the moment the light hits it, this, like, very weird, like, ghostly figure wearing a robe appears behind her. And she kind of notices that it's revealed, and she says, "This is my unseen servant, Todd. He gets me drinks. I think he's okay."
That's useful.
Yes. But other than that, you don't see anything. And Samira kind of goes back and she's like, "We took a job recently at a small farming village near the Vale. It has been keeping us in steady work for the last couple of weeks. There have been at least 7 incursions from the Vale just here. I would hate to see how it's going elsewhere. And with what you revealed about the Shadows work, I can't help but wonder if it might be a coordinated effort."
It sounds like it might be a good idea to fortify the town a bit more.
Thankfully, they typically don't wander more than a few miles from the Vale. They grow rather weak the further they extend themselves from the border. But not a bad idea, Kaimana. I will see if I can ring Roland's pockets to get some more guards hired in the vicinity.
I drop 1,000 gold on the table. Tunk. This should take care of it, along with a what's it called? Not a battlement, a
Stockade, a moat.
Thank you, stockade.
Oh, there is already a stockade around Broadfield.
Okay.
Yeah, or an old palisade at least. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, palisade. Palisade is the word I was
There you
looking
go.
for.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll drop 500.
Okay, to hire new things. And she says, we have reached out also to the Monastery of the Third Eye. Hopefully some of their the best trained monks can be on quick call in the event that something does go awry with the Veil creatures. A couple of the monks have gone on us on a few of our excursions, but we've gotten quite good at taking care of them.
Very good. Very good.
You can tell just like looking at Sora and Tavik that both of them look much more trained and put together than the last time you saw them. You can imagine that they've probably gone through a few level ups since you last met them. Yeah. And Samira and Thomas also as well.
Well, it sounds like you are very capable.
Well,
There is
your faith has helped. Thank you.
one thing that we had run into on one of our initial adventures that we were not able to follow up on that may be tied into this. And I tell them about Muriel Redleaf and the village where they were extorting the pay us instead of using the crown funds, and what else they might be using those on.
All right, Tovik, Inniswood, we'll add that to our list. We've got an excursion this week later. There's been some reports of some activity near the Deepwood that we're going to go investigate, but we can swing by Inniswood on our way back.
And do mention the ledger that they had. I'm sorry, you were saying
what part of the Deepwood?
Not far from Inniswood, actually. A little bit further south. There's been some sightings of arachnids coming.
They can't deal with these fucking spiders.
There's 4 people in the order.
They got a dragon they work with.
Yeah.
My God. They're so
yes.
incompetent.
Yeah.
I love them.
They sent their best person out.
That's true.
It's true.
Useless without me. Oh boy. I don't say that.
Okay.
I just kind of nod.
Yeah.
All right, are we done with the meeting, or can I drink now?
Oh, you can drink now.
Tavik was like, I didn't know that was a rule, as he's drinking like his 3rd drink
Yeah,
of the
well,
day.
I'm like an official ticket taker, so I have to be.
Tavik says, I don't know what it means to be official, but I've got this. And he points, and you see that he has created, like, out of paper, a badge that's like mimicking the ticket taker badge. He says, I've got this, and that says that I'm an official ticket taker, official member of the Adventurers Guild too. And you see it has like a little B on it. Not a B like the letter, but a B like a B.
Yeah.
And he said, because we're the B team.
Yeah. Tavik, you're the B team. We're the A team. You see what I'm saying here?
I thought you were the ticket takers.
Okay,
We are the ticket takers.
I need the biggest fucking drinking again in this.
I look at Jordan and just go, just let it go.
They're exhausted and they're in a horrible mood. They sit down and
Jane at that point says, well, I suppose with you all present, it may make most sense to tell you now. There was an attempt on Iris's life. She's fine, but it is clear that someone who knows her current location does not want her to leave there alive.
it's Esper, probably.
Esper Wynn.
Mm-hmm. She knew where Iris was.
And did you tell them at all any of the stuff that you know, Jordan, about Esper and the bag and anything like that?
I wouldn't have gotten into it. I wanted to talk to Jane aside from everyone about it, so I wouldn't have brought it up specifically.
Okay, I'll say Jane says they've moved her from the bastion into the temple. Anybody who has a high religion can make a religion check on what she's saying. She's being vague on purpose, but yeah.
Fucking +7 to religion. My
I got a pretty high.
God.
I'm not even trying.
Yep.
Natural 20, 27 for religion.
Hey.
All right.
Useless.
So you know that you're not exactly sure where the rogues like seat of power is, but you do know that it's in the desert somewhere. And so reference to the temple in relationship to the desert, that there's very famously a lost temple to the god Derevo. Not Derevo, that's the dragon in the forest. To the god Mystariel in the middle of the desert that has been lost. And it used to be in this oasis that dried up after the subversion, so people abandoned it. But it seems that the rogues may or may not be using it as a place of safety or operation.
Cool.
Bugs are Vox Populi.
The rogues.
The
'Cause
rogues. They work with Vox Populi.
Yes, because that's where, when they had to abandon the rift, Vox Populi went with the rogues to be in a more safe location. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks for
I don't say that to the group. No one else needs to know where Iris is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you
Of
for
course.
passing it on.
And you all would have told her about Devin.
Yeah.
Any word where he went after the fight?
He maybe. Oh, we didn't really keep up with it, did we?
No, he ran out before the fight really before the dragon attacked, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine he's either doing groundwork in Anarvir still or moving to a safer place.
I think he needs to be made aware that Esper cannot be trusted based on what you've said. He does not work well with her, but still views her as being in the inner circle.
Oh, wow.
And if Esper may be the one targeting Iris, then he could probably work against her in some way.
Got it.
So if I can send a message to him via post, but if any of you have an ability to contact him in a faster way.
Not right now, but I think I know someone who does potentially.
Okay.
I can't remember if Alyria has spell slots left. So.
I think she has a couple.
Okay.
She has
Did sleep. I'm pretty sure.
Alora did sleep on the
sleep.
ship. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You just stayed up all night because you were like nervous or whatever.
I was going through a lot.
You were, like, anxious or whatever.
I had to leave my boyfriend behind. Everyone else got to bring their partners, not me.
Yeah.
I'm salty about it, but I'm not saying that's what.
What the fuck is everybody else?
You and also
They died.
I'm the only one that knows that part though. It's funny.
All right.
Are they here?
Are Bolton and Zell here right now?
Bolton and Zell did not walk into town with you, but you also
Okay.
didn't tell them to stay on the ship, and so they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Absolutely fair.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do that. I'll let
You're
them
out,
know.
Mon.
And I just picture like Alembic and Mortar sitting in the corner watching all of this happen because they came into town with us, just drinking and having no idea what any of this is about.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
just like almost like sipping in unison.
But
watching
Mortar's excited and his tail is wagging like a dog.
Yes.
Tarvik and Mortar need to spar.
Pestil's outside, like guarding the.
Oh, the barbarians will spar. And my boy is so underleveled
Yes.
for this fight, but he
Oh,
will
yeah.
do it happily.
Let's see where Tavik is definitely. He's at like level 6 now, I think. Yes, Tavik and Sora and
That won't
they're
stop
level
Mortar,
6.
though.
Yeah.
I will tell Jane about the bag in case she wanted to be with me in April when we opened it to see what it was.
Sure. If it's something Vox Populi related, I'd be happy to be there.
That would
It
be
may be
preferable.
better if she's not in the room when you open it, but then you bring her in after you open it in case there's an unpleasant surprise. Someone could still get message.
There could be another flaming skull involved.
I mean, there's really no telling what it'll be.
You do have an empty bag of holding if that happens.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Abel, like the moment he had access to his bag of holding, removed all the important stuff. This will never happen again.
So funny.
Is it possible for us to put out a town-wide request. If anyone has any old broken clocks or knickknacks that they would be willing to donate, that I could use for my tinkering while we're aboard the ship. Is that possible to put like a wheelbarrow in the middle of town and ask people to just donate any of their old, if they have like an old tattered cloak they don't want, or a pair of old gloves, a busted clock, things like that?
So you want trash collection?
Yes.
Perhaps, Tavik, is that something that you can take care of?
I like it, that term, yes.
Tavik looks up from his drawing. I can go door to door, tell people, like, give me your clocks.
It's like you're a little bee going flower to flower.
I like bees.
Yep, I gathered that.
I would appreciate it very much, Tavik. Thank you.
Do I go now?
Now would be ideal.
He sets the notes down. He says, I don't think we chose a vice secretary, so one of you have to take the notes. There's a method, and you have to manage the method. Because I liked him to be really organized. Please don't use words. I can't read them.
I like mage hand it to myself so I can see what the fuck he's drawing on this paper.
It's like when you like your child is like writing, like drawing, like stick figure drawing pictures of like the dog or whatever, and it's like, so like there's like a little stick figure Juridan and a little stick figure Abel and you're all sitting around, and then like there's a drawing of like a dragon and a castle, but it's it's very
he's getting all the highlights.
It's very 4-year-old, yeah.
Easily.
And then he hands you, he says, and you can use these too, but don't lose them. They were a gift from Sora. And he hands you like 5 crayons.
Thank you.
Kaimana will take over note taking. He leaves just because his people's language is pictograph.
There you go.
So
there you go.
All right. So Tavik goes off to carry out that order of business for you.
Kaimana just went with the crayons. Oh my god.
No.
So cute.
It's such a good picture.
I know.
I just want to make sure that I have
too fat for his hands. He's drawing like that.
While we're on the ship.
All right. Anything else for the meeting, y'all? I think that concludes.
Not that I can think of, no.
Meeting adjourned. Kaimana slams his bread like a gavel.
Oh, is there anything they wanted from us too?
Oh no. Sora does like once the meeting is over, she does kind of reach into a pouch and she pulls out something, and she just says, this was dropped in the latest incursion. One of the creatures was something we hadn't seen before. And after it was killed, this fell from its core. And I thought you might want to see it. And she places this kind of gnarled looking mass of almost like looks like roots or something like that. But Marlowe, you immediately recognize an element of it that's a little problematic, is that growing from one of the roots is a flower bulb that looks very similar to the ones from the incursions from the Vale and the Deepwood.
That's not.
Where did this incursion happen?
West of Broadfield, very near the Vale, not near the Deepwood at all. So it didn't.
Bad.
Yeah.
Terrible. Horrible. Awful. And I just relay that this is the same bulb that we found.
Yeah, but you can tell that this is like, just based on what you've seen from your brief time in the Shadowfell, and also watching Saurus wield the shadow tethers, that this is almost as if elements of the Feywild are now being corrupted by incursions from the Vale as well.
Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Awful. I just connect these dots.
Mm-hmm.
For
not
everyone.
good.
Yeah.
Not good. Thank you.
So we're all adjourning.
adjourning and doing our own garbage things.
I think I will take enough food back for everyone who's still aboard the ship.
Yeah, Kaimana's going to get a meal.
I'll ask you to pass the note to Alyria that tells her to send to Devin, since she knows Devin now, so she should be able to send to him.
Yeah, they've worked together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the note that just says like, Esper can't be trusted, she's against Iris, this and that.
I will ask her to deliver the message.
Thank you.
All right.
Feels weird asking her that, but sure.
All right. So you leave with Kaimana delivering food to the ship. You walk outside and you see, like, standing against one of the posts in the center kind of market space that they've turned into their training zone. Bolton Kuhn, who's just kind of standing and like
he has to post up everywhere. This man, every time he's gonna lean on stone wall somewhere.
That's a professional lean.
It's a professional lean. But he's watching Enzel, who is currently like standing one-footed on one of the posts. And then she's like, "All right, Pestle, again." And Pestle like pulls out her little sling and fires it up and fires it at Enzel, and Enzel just like deftly chops it out of the air with her katana and then jumps over to another post and lands with one foot. She's like, faster, Pestle, just at the moment I land, just let it go. And Pestle's like, oh, okay. And she fires again and she knocks it out of the air. And so it seems like Enzel and Pestle are having a little bit of practice time there.
I look at Mar.
I'm not there.
No, Mar's still inside.
No, we're inside. This is Kaimana walking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought we were all leaving.
I didn't know who else was leaving, but I know Abel and Kaimana walked by.
Mar actually would be heading out.
Okay, so you all see this as you're heading out of the space.
Yeah, Kaimana's going to assume that Alyria, because she's a princess, has a big appetite.
Was a princess.
Don't say that to her.
I'm just saying. She said, "Don't call her."
She said, "Don't call her princess."
She said, "Don't call her princess anymore." That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's gonna be like 2 feet and then a stack of food walking down the street.
So cute.
Right. So Abel and Kaimana continue to make their way out to the ship. What's everyone else doing?
If you don't keep an eye on Mar's gone.
Mar, roll stealth.
Yeah, Mar, roll
stealth, you motherfucker. Listen, you roll stealth, you jerk. Kaimana's not here right now. You can't use the extra 10.
That's valid. I won't use the extra 10. Oh, it's only a 26.
Damn it.
So jury turns to like Mar, and Mar is gone.
I look at Anza and I'm like, Mar, and then I'm like, fuck, why do they always do this?
But you do see that I left a note. It's like ripped from my page in your I think like in like a pocket of yours or something. Yeah. And it says, heading to the order, be back before night. Mar.
That bastard, I can't even message them. Jerk, I can't even call them out right now.
All right.
The order's so sketchy, you want to see it.
Source is going to ask Jane if she'd like to do a picnic lunch.
Sure. So do you need me to get that ready for you all?
No. I was meaning just you and me.
Oh, sure. I think that'd be lovely to catch back up with you, Source. I think that Abel and Juridan needed me for a conversation, but after that, perhaps?
That would be wonderful.
Did Abel go to the ship already?
He did, but yeah.
Before? I was going like dropping stuff off, I guess, and coming back.
Okay. She says, there's a lovely little bend in the river between here and the monastery. You can't miss it. There's a field of wildflowers and a small copse of trees kind of in a lee in like the bow of the river.
That sounds excellent.
All right. Good. I'll see you then. And she kind of goes back in to gather her things and prepare. Juridan.
All right. Walk up to Bolton. Listen. Beeline. And I
like bees.
I take out my dulcimer and I'm like, all right, fix this now.
Oh, I suppose. That's fine. Enzel. And Enzel kind of flips off one of the posts and kind of shakes out her hair and then walks up. All right. Are we sure we don't want to keep tabs, Bolton? And they don't need us to keep tabs on them. They're on our side. I guess.
Yeah, I would hope at this point.
Jordan, I'm trusting you.
Oh, take it off my dulcimer.
All right, Enzel, we can trust him. Go. And Enzel kind of reaches out and touches the sigil that was put there, and you see her working for a moment, and the sigil fades and unravels, and your dulcimer is free.
Thank you. Like, clutch it to me.
Mm.
If you ever touch this again, I will kick your ass.
I think I have bigger concerns now.
Yeah, like learning the people you worked for were evil. Not fun.
How was it learning that people you work for were evil?
It's not also, I see the shoe on the other foot. Also horrible.
Well, it has been a revelatory week for both of us, Jordan.
Yeah, you don't say. My dad died, and then I resurrected him. And I don't know if that was the right choice still. Maybe, I don't know. I think it was.
Well, you gave him a choice to become a better man.
Yep.
Something that not everyone deserves, but...
It's true. And, you know, not all of Vox Populi is bad. So, take it with a grain of salt.
I look forward to you proving me wrong. You don't seem that bad.
Oh, wow. That was almost a compliment.
Well, you know.
It's like we're friends.
We're taking baby steps. I just lost my entire career and job. I am a traitor to my nation and my people. This is the best that I can do right now.
Hey, welcome to the club. Let me buy you a drink.
Enzel kind of leans over to you. He doesn't drink.
Oh.
Damn.
I don't know. A lot of things are changing, so...
Yes, if you can get him to, I think he needs to, lighten up a little bit, so...
I know, look at him. I mean, he's still wearing, like, this uniform thing. I don't know.
Oh, I suppose we do need to change that, don't we? Like, Bolton, we're not Vox Populi, we're not risk breakers anymore. We should probably, get rid of the uniforms. I never really liked them anyway.
I mean, Ansel, you look stunning. Always. At every moment.
She just winks.
So cool. God. Sweet. Well, I can take you to the clothing store. I'm sure there's a clothing store somewhere. No? Store here? What kind of city
there's a general store that may or may not have clothing.
But I think after that, I'm gonna pass out.
Well,
before Jordan passes out, sources say, I'd like to talk to you and Marlo in private when you get a chance.
Mar's gone. I take out the note.
So that chance is going to be later.
I'm sorry. I tried to be the good parent, I guess.
It's not an immediate thing.
I can't believe they wandered off. Advice. I'm so pissed. After all this, they just leave.
You turn, and Enzel is also gone.
Oh, come on! How do they do that? What is this?
Well, I mean, we are trained spies. If she could not...
Well, I am too, but I suck, I guess. Every time I try to do anything spy-related, it goes wrong.
Perhaps it is time for a new line of work, Jordan.
Yeah.
Adventuring seems to fit much better for you.
Yeah, it's true. And no Yorian, so much better. I don't like him, right? No, not cool. I know the lines got muddy there because I rescued him. That was repaying a favor thing, but he is not cool. He's not okay.
Well, I hope that you don't agree with his vision of how things should be.
No, absolutely not. That's why we broke up, but we weren't together. But
You were dating. Okay.
well, that's why it was so awkward. Why do you think it was so
I'm
awkward?
so uncomfortable in this conversation. Why?
I think that's why the whole situation was awkward, and you were like,
Why
I just walk off.
Why? Sora says you're leaving. He's like, why is he telling me his entire romantic history? I don't.
that's it. There's nothing more than that.
Oh my God! Where
The
there's
interview, there's the other thing.
and they're still going.
Actually, I have a letter to read. I should go.
You do have a letter to read. All right. Let's see. Marlo, how fast were you moving out of town?
I would have grabbed a horse.
Grabbed a horse. Okay, so
And I would have messaged ahead.
message it,
like-
of course. Yeah.
Yeah, just meet in, I think Northwick is where we said was the
The closest place would be Inniswood.
Inniswood. Yeah,
Yep.
sorry.
Okay. Outside of
And I
Inniswood.
said take a horse.
Take a horse.
To her as well.
Okay, good. So you took a little bit of time to like go find a horse, and as you're heading out the main gate, you just get a message that just says, "Thought I could catch up to you." And if you turn and look, you kind of see Anzel like walking down the middle of the street as your horse is disappearing away from her.
I go, wait, I stopped the horse. Is it important? Do you need me right now?
No,
I'm just going, I'll go walk and do this in person, I guess. Sorry, I was gonna go talk to the werewolf group.
Well, I mean, I don't have anything to do today. Would you like some company?
Yeah, it's gonna be. There's a lot of emotional stuff
Sure.
there, so I feel like I'm not gonna give you context.
I'm a trained spy. I do well with ignoring emotion if it doesn't matter, and also putting together pieces of context if it's necessary.
Great.
Let me get a
Then-
horse.
Cool.
All right. So she
And
goes.
meanwhile, Mara's panicking because they do not want this at all. They don't know how to say no.
Incredible.
So she goes and grabs a horse, and as long as Mara waits for her, Anzel appears.
Yeah, I mean, I said I would.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Anzel
Wait,
appears, and
we said we were going to be in town for a day, and this group is trying so hard to squeeze as much emotional trauma out of those 24 hours.
I have something important to do.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Mar is part of an order that they have to report to, unlike the
I'm
rest.
doing my job
Yeah.
for once.
all right, the Anzel and Marlo head off on horseback out of town, and you know the way. And it's not a long drive, or not a long drive. It's not a long ride to Inniswood on horse, but about 2-3 hours, and then you'll be fine. All right, so then Abel and Kamana, you make your way back to the ship, and you come up on board, and immediately Alyria comes out. She says,
I brought you food.
"That's an awful lot of food, Kamana. There's only three of us on the ship. There's only three of us on the ship still. She calls or two, I guess, because the other rats went inside. So Beaker and Alyria come out and grab food and start taking them from you. As are things going well in town? Is everyone all right?"
Yes.
We've informed the others of our situation. We won't be staying very long, though, so hopefully we'll keep them out of danger.
Good. Good.
How are you feeling?
I'm here, Abel.
That's all we can ask. Yeah?
Of course. I'm just waiting. Should I reach out to someone in town and see if our work was completed with the paper or not? Or should I just not care?
I was curious if we do reach out, I think it should be you specifically. So we will ask around and see what information we can collect about the newspapers' reportings.
Okay.
Actually, I meant to do that and I forgot.
That's okay. Well, I'm just kind of resting and reading. So don't feel like you have to come check on me. I'll be okay.
I will be back to check on you. There are a few things that we need to collect and get ourselves ready, but we will be back.
Okay. Do you give her the information about Devin?
Oh yeah, the message about Devin.
All right. So you see her cast, and she releases, and she tells Devin that Esperwin can't be trusted. And the call comes back, and then this look of concern kind of drops over Alyria.
Oh my God. What is the matter?
Do not give Juridan this information.
What has happened?
Esperwin used the chaos of the evening after the dragon's attack last night, and all of the Vox Populi members that were kept in the stockade were released.
No, he's free. No.
I assume that means that Yorian is free.
We have to tell them eventually.
My boyfriend's back, and you're gonna be in trouble.
I don't think he needs that information, Abel. I don't.
God, Alyria gets me so much.
I don't, unless you all decide to put yourselves in the middle of a war within Vox Populi. I don't think that they will cross paths again, but let him live in the peace of thinking that that man is behind bars.
Yeah.
If you think that is best, I will defer to your judgment in this situation. Oh man, that sucks.
I'm going
I
to
want to know. Don't keep this shit from me.
No, I'm going to check in with Devin a little. He's probably our best bet for keeping tabs on what's happening in Anavir.
Can you message Devin again and ask what is the outcome from the newspaper release?
Okay. And so she messages again. They were not published this morning. The town is currently under martial protection. Kratos Hawk are currently administering the city.
And they prevented the release of the newspaper reportings.
As best as I can. It's a few number of words communicated. I'm doing my best to interpret all of the information.
Why would they do that?
Perhaps the chaos of the evening was enough without more chaos. It's bad enough to watch your palace destroyed without knowing that the entire palace was built on lies.
They still complicate things for Nuevia.
Well, he did not mention any mobilization of forces otherwise, so perhaps without Yusef at the lead, Nuevia is for the time safe.
I hope so. We'll have to see what transpires over the next few days.
Yes. Uriel and Talo would still be very much in favor of war with Noevia. Without Lunaria there as a modifier, we have to depend on Thordan and Unali to hold things together.
Let's make a note. Okay, well, let me head back into town and see what the others are up to. We shall be back soon to check on you.
Of course.
To get some rest.
And she goes, she's got her book. She goes and sits, she goes back below deck. So she's not sitting out on the deck so everyone can see her. And she goes back to reading, and Beaker goes back up to his post at the top of the ship to keep watch of everything. All right. So Kaimana and Abel making your way back into town.
I'm going to hang back on the ship for a little bit. Just
okay.
kind of.
Sure. Anything particular you'd like to do there?
Yeah, if Abel has left the ship,
yep.
I'm going to go down and find Alyria.
Okay. She's kind of like sitting at one of the cots, and she's reading a spell book, like studying. Hi, Kaimana.
Yes. Can I talk to you for a moment?
Of course.
I kind of don't want to talk to the other ticket takers. I don't want them to worry.
What's wrong?
Are we doing the right thing? Everywhere we go, it just there seems to always be fighting, and people get hurt, and I just feel like maybe we're causing a lot of problems.
I don't. Here, and she pats the cot next to her and like kind of have you sit up next to her.
Yeah, he does that.
Come on up. There are evil people in the world, and they would like to see everything that we love destroyed and burnt, just so that they can have the power that they feel like they don't possess. If you have found yourself fighting against those people, stopping them from doing that, do you think that being someone who saves others' lives, who fights for people who can't fight for themselves, do you think that's an honorable thing?
Yes.
I think that's what you're doing, Kaimana. I don't think that the ticket takers have ever done anything that morally could be seen as wrong. Because you fight with a pure heart and you fight with honest intentions. You saved my life, and I thank you for that.
I just, when this all started, I just felt that I didn't think I would see so many people get hurt. And I know it's not my fault, but I don't like seeing it. It hurts sometimes.
That makes you a good person.
What if it's not enough?
I don't know. Right now, I feel like the only path forward is to fight. Because if I stop fighting, then I'll have to deal with all of this. But I know that the fight is right. Men like Yusef and the people of a priori, they don't care about the people of Broadfield or the people of your island. We're just toys to them. And I think that we have the power to stand up and show them that we're more than just pieces that they can move and play around with. That our lives have meaning and they matter too. And you can be a voice for the people who feel like they don't have a voice, Kaimana. And it's a heavy burden to bear for having such responsibility. And I understand it can be quite difficult. She kind of reaches out and like brushes the side of your head. You've gone a little gray there, my friend.
He's gonna reach up and like pat it. Don't tell the others.
I won't, Kaimana.
He's gonna hug her and he's going to cry.
She'll cry with you.
Baby.
All the feelings.
Yeah. She casts on you lesser restoration. It's not going to do anything, but like this feeling as you're hugging her, this like feeling of momentary like warmth and peace kind of drifting through your body as the hug goes. As you both deal with your emotions outside of everyone else watching you, because Alyria has also been holding on to that for some time. Yeah.
Kaimana, or lesser restoration does not heal emotional damage.
It does not, but it does give you good tingling feelings.
Yes.
All right. So Abel, you arrive back, and now Jury and Jane are available if you all want to have yours at this point.
I've got my drink just out. Like I have the glass with me. I took it with me. And I took it out of the bar.
There's no like open carry laws. Or sorry.
I have
concealed carry. What am I saying? I'm saying gun laws. Open container laws in Broadfield. All of you have weapons on right now.
I just have my mug of ale and I'm like, all right, do you want to open a bag and see if it explodes?
Okay.
All right.
That is our next move.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm familiar with explosions, so.
I guess we should go in the woods, maybe.
Let's find an open area that's not too close to any buildings.
Jane kind of leads you out one of the side entrances of town to like an open field where there are no cows or anything nearby.
I tell Soros that we're doing this, and if just so he's aware that's what we're going off to do.
Does anyone have?
You're going off to open the bag. Okay.
Yeah, just so you're aware.
Yep.
In case we
Where are you doing this?
Anyone? Do we have any diamonds?
I feel like I only had one. I'm pretty sure.
I think the only person who still had a diamond was Alyria.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just tell you we're going. I don't know. Jane's taking us somewhere, so she takes us into the field.
Okay.
I'm like, we're not going too far off. I'm pretty sure.
All right. So you both...
I just want to know which direction the explosion might.
The west.
So that if one happens somewhere else, I know whether it's you or a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jane would tell you.
Yeah. Jane just says, we're going to the western fields. So hopefully the worst that can happen is a few potatoes destroyed.
Yes.
All right.
Have we had a chance to identify or?
It's an arcanely locked bag.
It's the bag is arcanely locked.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I need you to undo it.
Which you can do with either the knock spell or you can undo it potentially with an arcane lock picking.
I did have I think I do have this spell. I did add that to my list.
Because I think if we dispel, we still have to unlock it also, right, Josh?
I think so. Let me just read the full text of Arcane Lock. You can set a password. It's impossible until it's broken or the spell is dispelled or suppressed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You just have to make sure it's a dispel at the right level.
Or casting Knock on the object suppresses Arcane Lock for 10 minutes. So you can either do it with dispel or with knock.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. Give me one more look at something.
It just depends on what level the spell was cast.
Yeah. So wander in the field. I'm going to throw the bag down in the middle of it. And I would have told Jane, she told me to like take it to Iris, but obviously I'm not doing that.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no universe in which that happens.
while we are doing this, the message has been delivered to Devon. He is aware of Ember's treachery.
Okay. I'm glad he's doing well.
Espa.
Esper.
Let me look this up really quick.
Ace is noting a distinct lack in you saying anything else. Interesting. I'm just saying, you know.
Oh man, I think all I have is this. I don't have.
Laura said, "Don't tell him."
Laura said,
Abel
"Don't
listens
do
to
it."
Laura.
Laura will tell me when I'm ready.
Yeah. All right. So, what are you gonna do to this lock, Abel?
I think I'm just gonna try to arcane pick it. Was that an option?
Well, you can dispel it, or you can knock it.
Do you have knock? You might as well just use that.
I don't know if I have knock.
No.
But you have dispel magic. You can dispel it.
You can dispel it.
I do have dispel. What level is knock?
Knock is like level 2, I think.
Knock
it's a
is
second
awesome.
level spell. Mm-hmm.
Knock is good, but it's loud.
Yeah, it's like you open this door, but then everyone knows you did.
All of China knows you're here.
Yes.
All right,
It's
Abel.
not an artificial spell.
Yeah, I don't think so. All right, dispel magic on it, Abel.
All right, I'm gonna dispel magic it.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier to it, please.
You're smart.
Do you know what you ask, little man? All right, let me see.
What the fuck?
Abel also didn't sleep last night, right?
Yeah, Abel. Does Abel have exhaustion?
I feel like Abel is just like acting weird around jury. I feel like Abel is one of those people they know is secret and they're just like, yeah, what? Hey,
Can't
good to
hide
see
it.
you. Hey.
Can't hide it.
These potatoes are so starchy. Oh my!
Thankfully, I'm just exhausted, so I'm not picking up on you being weird.
I rolled a 20.
Okay,
Not natural.
so you release the spell and it hits the bag, and you watch as your spell kind of it makes the invisible arcane lock appear and glow, and then you see it click and fall away and dissipate off of the bag.
Okay.
All right.
Judy, do you want to maybe mage hand it open?
Yeah, I'll mage hand it open. That's a good idea.
Okay,
I'll use my
so
mage
you release the straps on the side of the bag and pull it open, and so as the bag is opening, slowly kind of releasing the spell with your careful maneuvering of the mage hand, slowly kind of opens, and nothing happens.
What is in the bag?
So you go to look, dump it out in your hand. It is 31 pieces of silver.
Is this like a Judas reference?
I was gonna say, wow.
Oh shit!
Why would they be giving
Oh.
It's like a betrayer thing.
Yeah.
Iris Silva? Is this the? Oh, I'll ask.
No, but I mean, you as a human being in the world that we all exist in. Yeah.
No, I'll ask Jury. Is this significant in Vox Populi?
I'm assuming it just means like it's just a message like that you're a traitor, right? Or
One of the founding members of
I mean,
Vox
I can
Populi,
roll to see if it means
Judas Iscariot. If you would like to roll an investigation check to look more closely at the silver coins, then you
I'll
may
roll
do that.
it
Yes,
with disadvantage because I'm
you are exhausted.
Oh man!
I rolled a 7.
A 7.
So I'm
yeah, it
looking
just
at
looks like
roll
31 silver coins.
All right, I hand it to Abel. All right, what is this shit?
I had exhaustion too, didn't I? So this will be.
No, you slept.
I think you slept last night.
You slept through
I
the
think
night.
Juridan's the only one who didn't sleep.
Yep, because I was being moody. Really was just being moody.
They're both having trouble just counting it.
14. What is up with that?
14. So 30 of the pieces of silver are completely just their normal silver coins. The first piece of silver. You're looking at it and it looks like a normal coin, but it's not until you kind of are looking really closely at it that you notice around the edge of the coin, somebody has pressed a message into the coin. It is not in a language that either of you speak.
Oh my god, I'll ask Jane if she understands it.
Jane's looking at it. Let me check Jane's information really quick.
You
Do you comprehend languages, Abel?
I don't think she would. Okay, I don't think she would.
Fuck.
No, Jane can't either.
I have comprehend languages, so I can figure it out tomorrow. That sucks.
I don't have it prepared.
All right, well, I guess it's a message for tomorrow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Message on a coin.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Josh.
But the other 30 coins are completely normal standard silver coins.
I bury them in the fucking potato place. Take that, Esper, you asshole. Some farmer's gonna find these coins and be like, oh
Like,
my god.
I buried potatoes and I got coins. This is a magic field.
I know.
Meanwhile, it's raining at the capital city right now.
Oh no. The beans. Out with the beans.
Atwood, I do need you to roll 2 percentile dice for me, please.
2 percentile dice. All right.
Was it only you only buried 2 beans, right?
There.
I buried one outside and I buried the other inside.
The other inside, yeah.
Oh my god, the beans.
Because you
Oh,
do
not
all,
the beans!
you do all
the
look
inside,
at, and there are
they get the
clouds
roof
on the
blown off of it.
horizon.
No,
Yeah.
he
That's
justified the beans. It's fine.
Yeah, there are clouds on the horizon. You can tell it's raining from where
Alright.
you guys came
Are
the
these
night
really
before.
The roof did get blown off, so the inside beam is technically outside
Yes,
now.
they're all outside. Now, whether it survived the explosion, we don't know. But
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right. I rolled the first one. Josh, you should
Okay.
be able to see it.
I can't see it. I don't have my D&D Beyond pulled up.
Oh,
Just
okay.
tell him what it is.
I'll message you.
You can just tell him.
Yeah, we don't know what
We
the
don't-
list
If,
Yeah,
if it's crazy, I want it to be a surprise.
Whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Okay. Okay. All right. What's the second one?
Oh God. Okay.
Oh no. It's
Okay.
very
yeah.
high or very low.
Second one is.
You good?
It's the beanstalk.
Oh my God! Really?
Yes.
If it's the beanstalk, we're not even there to see it.
No.
I'm so mad.
Okay. Well, there we go.
What is it?
Can we know
Great.
even though we wouldn't know, Josh?
No, that's
Well, we
great.
can't know. Okay.
All right. So
Devin reach out and be like, "Some crazy shit happening here."
so you finish dealing with the bag and the issue.
Back.
Yeah, Jane's just like, what kind of message do you think Espa's trying to send with this?
The language.
Can't be good, right?
I've dealt very little with her, but I feel like every choice is carefully calculated.
Yeah, I think so too. And her choosing me to send it probably has something to do with it as well. But, you know, what can we do? We should be careful with other Vox Populi members too. We don't know how many of them are going to pretend to be friendly with us.
I only know a few others within the Riverlands district, and they, as far as I know, are very closely aligned with Iris.
Yeah. Anyone from Anarvir, you should be especially careful around.
I'll keep that in mind if anybody comes through town.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think I've got to go get ready for a picnic.
A picnic with Soras?
Yes, I've got to put together a basket. I don't know. Is there anything particular that Saurus likes to eat?
Is it offensive if I say cheese?
Have you ever seen him eat cheese?
I think so.
I hear it's a rumor, or I think that it's a rumor that mice or rats like cheese. I've heard that they like peanut butter more than cheese.
I just list off some stuff I've seen Soras eat.
Okay.
I've been traveling with him. I've seen him eat
All
stuff.
right.
You never go wrong with Northwick buns.
Northwick buns.
Not in town right now.
Bacon, yeah.
Bacon has been popular.
Bacon, yes,
Bacon has been
love
very popular.
bacon.
Well, unfortunately, the Northwick Buns is currently closed until Menorah gets back from the capital city.
And when you have a picnic, it's like kind of traditional. You dress up a little nice, look kind of like if you have like a cute little dress or something like that. That's just what most people do.
Okay. I suppose that.
I have something you can borrow if you want.
Oh no. You dress.
It looks at like my sleeveless crazy.
Very. It's very you, Jury. But
Are you a matchmaker as well as a bard?
What?
Are you a matchmaker as well as a bard?
It's for everyone but myself.
Well, I guess I should go because I guess I need to change. I thought I looked all right. Okay. Well, thank you all. And Jane makes her way back into town.
I will look at Abel and I'm like, Nyri did give me a letter. I'm like scared to read it though. What if he says he hates me?
Sully says you should read.
I don't think that's what they let us say.
It would be very. Don't you think if you hated someone, you'd put it in a letter and give it to them?
Or if you have strong emotions for them, that equate
This
to
is a strong
love,
emotion letter. Oh my god!
I would put that in the letter as well. I don't think you gave them any reason to hate you, though.
Okay. Even though I left really suddenly.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Even though I left really suddenly.
Yes. This may be a good thing for you. Maybe you need to.
Like you and Jaren, I pat your arm.
Different.
No, I don't think it's different.
Completely different.
What do you mean it's different? We're walking back into town and I'm on Abel's arm, bullying him the whole time.
Well, I don't have a little love letter from Jaren, so.
Well, he's here.
Jaren's on the ship.
Oh, did he stay on the ship or did he come into town?
Yeah, Jaren was still asleep downstairs.
Yeah. Well, he seemed pretty excited to come along.
Yes, to get away from the giant dragon and the burning castle, yes.
Oh my god, it's not about that. I mean, it's kind of about that, but it's not always about that. Let's go have a drink. I'm trying to convince Bolton to drink. I think it'd be funny.
Let's have a drink, yes.
All right.
We'll hang out at the bar.
You two make your way back to the bar. At this point, Bolton and Enzel is gone. Bolton is sitting in the bar and he's just kind of going through some of his belongings and some old letters and things that he had on his person. The moment you walk in, he rolls some of them up and puts them away. But just kind of keeps going through a ledger and a book that he has. All right. So Saurus.
While this was all going on, Saurus goes over to. Is there anybody locally who makes jewelry, or would the blacksmith be the best person for? Basically, what I want to do. No, not that, Marla.
That's not more. That's me.
Not yet.
Jewelry.
What I want to commission is actual Adventurers Guild pins with the B on it for.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say, jewelry wise, the general store would carry some random jewelry, but if you want actual badges or pins, then yes, commissioning those from the blacksmith would be your best bet.
Okay. So they probably wouldn't be enameled like ours, but they'd at least be a stamped badge.
Yeah.
That.
So you go to the blacksmith. It's the kind of this brawny, human male, and you kind of sketch out the design work for him, and you tell him that you need 4 of them. And he's like, well, I probably could have them for you by tomorrow morning, or if you send somebody over to pick them up tomorrow morning.
If you could have them delivered to Jane at the Golden Ass.
Oh, of course, Jane. Yes, absolutely. So what kind of metal would you like them made out of? I can do standard steel. I could do something fancier out of silver or gold.
Steel would be good.
Steel.
It's very resilient.
Right, and polished, I assume, steel. 4 small pins, steel, polished, design work. Let's just say very simple, 2 gold pieces.
I hand him 3.
Okay. All right. I'll deliver those to the Gilded Ass as soon as they're complete. Thank you for your business, sir.
Source the concept of tipping.
Probably me, honestly. I overtip everyone.
He probably watched plenty of people within the rift,
Yeah, the rift tip.
Also,
the rift tips. Yeah.
And watching like the beggars.
Yeah.
And like the monastery who would do things for free, but people would still give them something.
Yep.
To
Yeah.
So he understands that I'm paying 2 for the physical work and thing. I am paying 1 for your expertise and the quickness with which you're doing it, and sliding, basically an appreciation. So, the material and goods are one thing. This is another, since he's creating it.
But Source, as you're leaving there and you make your way back to the tavern, around that time, Jane is coming out of the front entrance, and she's wearing what would be the equivalent of a fantasy world sundress. And she's got a picnic basket that's got kind of like draped over with a cloth. And she says, "Oh, Source, I was going to head that way now, but I suppose we can walk together."
I will offer to take the picnic basket.
And she hands it over to you, and she's also got like a bottle of wine under her arm as well, and she holds that in her hands. As you guys begin to walk north out of town towards the monastery and the area that she was talking about. So quite an exciting story of your journeys the last month.
It has been a very active season for us.
Yes, well, I would say I hope that things are quieter for you, but I don't see that on the horizon.
No, I don't see it either.
As you kind of make your way out of the main entrance, and there's a field of wildflowers, and you can hear the rustling of the water as you're approaching the shoreline, and she kind of leads you out, and there's beautiful sakura cherry blossom tree, and then there's just wildflowers around, and there's a small patch of land where she takes the covering off of the cloth and she lays that out on the ground. This is one of my favorite places in all of Broadfield ever since I made my way down here, finding a quiet place to kind of gather my thoughts.
It's lovely.
Yes. I've got, I hope, some of your favorites here. And she kind of pulls out, and there's a bundle of pocket bacon. There's some pastries, but they're not Norfolk pastries. There is a smattering of small kind of amuse-bouche type things or little bites, and some crackers and grapes and things like that. She kind of lays them out carefully, and then pulls a couple goblets out and pours a couple half glasses of wine, and then kind of toasts you a little bit and sips.
Yes, it's been an exciting time. It's going to be an exciting time, and by exciting I mean terribly dangerous most of the time.
Yes.
One of the reasons I wanted your company is that and please take this not the wrong way, but you're a normal person, but you're also extraordinary. In that, I mean, when you were working for Lady Haverly, you were under pressure. You had to subsume your own immediate reactions in order to attain the end goal. And so you understand having to do that, which is what we're going through with the ticket takers.
Of course, yes.
But also you can walk down the middle of the street and people don't look at you. And you can walk into a tavern and sit down and the room doesn't go quiet when you walk through the door.
Hmm.
And I envy that and would like to know more what it's like.
Oh, I don't know if anyone's ever asked me what it feels like to be completely normal before. I'm not really sure how to answer the question, Source. I don't have to think about it.
Okay.
And I imagine that you feel like you do.
I don't have to think about it, but I can't help but notice it.
Right. I mean, the closest I can probably say is I've experienced that feeling as, in some circles, as a woman, especially as a spy, not being taken quite seriously. So I can understand that slightly. But you're right. No one bats an eye when I walk through the streets and purchase something from the local store, or no one looks twice as I'm walking anywhere. And I hadn't thought about that for you.
I wouldn't necessarily say that people don't look twice. Bow, chicka, bow now.
Oh Lord, it's all ruined now, Rob. It's ruined now. And she kind of smiles. I am an outsider in Broadfield, and Broadfield is such a tight-knit community. Everyone does realize that I'm new. But it's so difficult to explain how somebody who has the privilege of blending in every day of their lives, what that feels like. I think society was built for me, Saurus. And unfortunately, it wasn't for you.
That's okay. As difficult as it was being created and what I had to go through early on, and the challenges that I faced since then, I do like the end result.
Well,
I wish it hadn't had to happen that way, but I do like being sentient, and I do like having the ticket takers for my de facto family. So,
I think we can.
Does that make any sense?
I think we can say it was a good thing. And I know that something horrible happened to you and against your will. But perhaps you were created at just the right time to have just the right impact to save people and to make the world a better place. And not everybody gifted with the powers that you have would have made the same decision. So I think maybe he picked the wrong rat. If his goal was something else, because you might be the one to take him down.
Thank you.
Are you
Shall
doing well? And she kind of looking at you with the eyes of a spy.
Mm-hmm.
Is everything okay with you, though? Aside from this.
I've made some poor tactical choices lately that I plan to address. I actually am going to be speaking with Marlowe and Jordan for their expertise, because I think they can help me. And it will get addressed so that I don't lose me.
Well, we wouldn't want that to happen. I like you, Source.
Thank you. I like you too.
She kind of chinks your glass again and drinks a little more.
Right. So we eat, and after that, lie back on the ground and call out what different clouds are.
Perfect.
Just have a moment of normalcy.
There is a line of clouds moving in. The rain seems to be probably heading this direction, but there are definitely a few bunny rabbits and Just
Yeah.
a couple mice.
and there's a paranoid part of Saurus that is looking at everyone going, is that moving against the wind?
And you don't
that he can't quite lose.
Yes, but thankfully at no point do you see one that isn't.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So moving throughout the evening, and of course, we're trying to cover 4 hours of time before Marlowe gets to Inniswood. Anybody else wanting to accomplish anything in this afternoon period before we cut to Marlowe in Inniswood?
This I just
Switch
want
the rats out.
Switch the rats out. Okay. Yep, they do. Beaker hands off the sending stone to Alembic as Alembic comes on.
There's one more thing I forgot. I have 3 sending stones. One's to Tiernan. One is the one that Beaker has, and the second one was the one I'd given to Pestle to summon the rats with.
Yes.
But I've gotten that one back.
Okay.
And I give it to Jane. And
Okay.
say,
nice.
it's like we may need to communicate with the B team. We may need to let you know what's going on here. If anyone shows up here looking for us, it would be good to know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be nice talking to you on the other end when we do.
Well, I will.
Romantic.
I'll guard it carefully, Saurus. You'd be very proud of Sora and what she's accomplished with them. They're not quite to your level yet, but if you need backup, they might be worth their salt.
That's good to know.
All right.
Did Kaimana come back, or are you staying on the ship?
Kamana,
Still on the ship.
yeah, Kamana's still
Okay.
on the ship hanging out with
Then
you.
I'm just drinking and bothering Bolton the whole time. Yeah,
Bolton
it's
is
great.
just...
I'm not going to sleep until tonight. I've decided.
Yeah,
so
Bolton's just sitting there like every time you like flick something across the bar at him.
I'm like sitting at his table.
Oh,
I like
God.
sat with him and I was like, listen, and he like wasn't even my boyfriend the whole time. How bullshit is that? He like
And he just like sighs and like flips the page in the book that he's reading.
Nyla liked me. Mar asked him to ask me out. That's crazy. I'm just like literally just gossiping the whole time.
He's just like, they really should invent like someone you talk to, someone you pay to talk to work through your feelings. They should invent that.
You know what?
Because I'm not that person, Jordan.
But you see, I don't have to spit a spell slot. You're right here. It's great. I just keep talking at him. I'm good. I'm drunk now, so I'm just talking.
Bolton is drinking water.
By the end of the night.
Or juice, yeah. All right. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah,
All right.
I think
Okay,
I
go ahead, Abel.
want to spend some time. I got a book on jewelry cutting,
Okay.
and I want to spend some time with Jaren, having him help me study my book,
Okay.
so I can practice and learn more about
Right.
jewelry.
At some point, Jaren would have come in off the ship, and you meet him, and like you guys find like a quiet bench, like in the central square area, and you're working through it together. Go ahead and make an intelligence check with advantage with Jaren's help.
What a bunch of fucking nerds are like, let me go read a book with you, bestie. I love it.
Like interests.
It's funny because Jury likes all that stuff too, which is stupid.
Okay. 17 or a 23.
23. So with the time that you spend with Jaren kind of perusing it, making notes, like marking pages, writing some stats down and things, you like together with him create basically like a curriculum from the text of things that you need to study and practice. And given what you all have done, you think that with 8 hours of focus and attention and practice, you could potentially increase your ability to cut gems up to whatever the second highest level is. Not flawless, but like professional cut gems. Mm-hmm.
Okay, this will come in handy later.
And he's like, well, yeah, I think specifically if you applying this to Zephyrsite,
That's exactly the idea.
as you flawlessly, if you're professionally cut Zephyrsite, you could potentially store more magical energy
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 jetpacks in my bag of holding that I don't have access.
Wait, we're reading a book and you have jetpacks?
Patience is the key. We must prepare ourselves.
Do you have any way to power either of those jetpacks at this exact moment in time?
I do, actually. But
Okay. He slams the book closed.
I love him.
He says, okay, you are going to show me the jetpacks at this exact moment. Where are they?
they'd be in my bag of holding. I'll when the
You're like in the town square, yeah.
I want to go to the edge of town. And,
Okay, so you go out to the edge of town.
We'll just set up. I'll pull out the jetpacks.
Okay.
And set them up on the ground. So
okay.
So
they're not that big, right? They're not like.
No, they're they're like backpack size, like. You know.
Something Ticket This Way Comes started life as basically a modified shrimp boat, and it has quickly surpassed like fringe science, and is now the most advanced weapon system that this entire world has ever seen.
Right. But you have one crystal that works in the jetpacks, don't you?
I didn't plan on going through this today, but
if you asked Soros, he would give you the crystals from his gloves to use.
But I think in the original thing you had one of the jetpacks had a full crystal, and the other one had half a crystal, like was half powered.
And then I had some more crystals that needed to be cut.
Yeah. Which you got a couple of them cut. Oh, those are for Soros's gloves. Okay. Yeah. But you have one jetpack right now that has a powered crystal.
But I thought it wasn't. I want to try to get a better cut of it. I wrote it down.
Okay. Jerem would love to see that jetpack fly.
He's like, please, this is my boyfriend footage.
He's like looking at. He's tinkering with it and looking at it, and he's just like, I think this one is fully powered and ready to go, Abel. Have you flown them at all?
I have not tested them at all. No.
Why?
Well, I was busy running from a dragon in.
Well, this would have made that a lot easier.
Not in the middle of the forest. I was busy fighting a dragon. I was busy again running from a dragon. I've just been a bit busy, so.
Well, I think there's no time like the present. You have to be practiced before you actually need them.
And there was a giant flaming skull occupying the bag.
He's holding up the thing. He's just like.
We can try it.
Okay, he helps you put yourself into them, and then he hands you the two pieces. He says, based on what I can tell, you grip this piece with your left hand, so your right hand is still free, and it seems like it's purely operated by thrust or not. It's only as an on or an off. You might want to work on that a little bit. It's a really crude mechanism.
I think I want to try to perfect the machine itself.
Right, but we should see how it works now, so you know exactly how to perfect it.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to.
So he says, like, okay. So you go ahead and you go to activate it. I need you to make a dexterity check for me, please.
Why?
It kicks.
What to do this?
It's like, you know that guy on the news where he's like, this is my jetpack, and then he like flew it into the water immediately. Exactly. We're trying to avoid that fate for you.
On tonight's episode of Jackass.
Oh my god!
that happened in San Diego, and they cut back to the studio, and my aunt's husband is the news anchor.
What a small world! Oh my god. I rolled a 10 plus 2, a 12.
A 12, that's good. Because you have to roll above a 10 to maintain control. So you go up and it immediately like shoots you up 30 feet in the air. And so you just watch as like Jaren's like descends 30 feet below you. And he's just like cheering as you're going. And you're not exactly sure how to change direction because there's no like fins or control mechanisms on this. So you just kind of like shift your body and you begin to kind of like angle outwards. And then
that scene from Rocketeer, he's going to end up in someone's laundry by the end of it.
So the only option is to continue to thrust or to release the thrust. But you can shift direction by changing your body direction. So go ahead and make another dexterity check as you're deciding which way to move for the second one.
I'm not good at these.
Can you imagine, like, this is when they decide to scry on Abel? Like his mom, or like the evil people scry on Abel and they just see him.
It's like zooming around on a jetpack.
All they hear is the mid of,
like a small, handsome man, like, yeah.
I rolled a 6.
A 6.
Oh,
so
no.
you go to shift direction.
I didn't want to do it.
You go to shift direction, and hold on, let's see which direction you go because that was below a 10, so you lose control momentarily. Where's my D4?
I thought it was a D6.
Oh, it is a D6 because it's a 3-dimensional space. All right, so you like are trying to level it out. So you're kind of like trying to go into a bank and a curve, and you like lose your power for a moment, and the jet actually overpowers you and just begins to shoot straight up into the air. And so now you're like 90 feet up in the air above Jaren, and Jaren's like now like, wait, Abel, come back this direction. Go ahead and make another dexterity check.
Okay.
Abel is at 90 feet in the air, Jace, in case you missed that.
Has lost control
I
of the
came back at 90 feet in the air.
Has lost control of the jetpack.
Oh my god. An 8.
An 8. So you try to correct yourself, but in doing so, you like flip over and you start just going like zoop, 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 in the air. And then finally it corrects, but now you're pointing directly down and you're flying straight down at full speed towards the ground. You're about 30 feet from the ground now. Make another dexterity check.
All right, Abel, this is the one you have to.
I know.
Yeah. And at any point you can release off the thruster too. It just means you lose complete control of anything. You just fly and fall.
That's a good thing. Oh, I rolled a 13.
Okay, so as you're about to slam into the ground, you manage to pull up and you like skim along the ground and you release the power just enough. You kind of catch yourself in a run and you kind of tumble and fall forward in a pile of dust, but you do not slam into the ground. And then Jaren just runs over. That was fucking awesome. Like I mean, you need to actually learn how to control it. Maybe we need to put like a rudder system or like control valves, perhaps like a directional spray. We've got work to do, Abel. Let's go.
I love him.
Oh, he's wonderful.
But he picks you up out of the dust and like brushes the dust off of you. And then he's like, we're going to go fix this. So if you want to spend a few hours with Jaren, you could spend time with Jaren helping you to design a slightly better system for the jetpack.
Sure. Can we pull out both jetpacks?
Sure. Yep. Go ahead and make a intelligence check with advantage because Jaren will be helping you for the next
What a nerd boyfriend.
4 hours.
Pulling out your jetpacks on the
Pull
first
out your
date.
jetpack.
My
Ooh.
goodness.
Helmet with the fin. Helmet with the fin.
Wow.
No.
You were muted, so I just heard you yelling that. That was great.
Oop, not that roll. With advantage. That ride really shook me up
Uh-oh.
because I rolled a 9.
A 9. Okay. So with Jaren's help, you don't manage to make any actual adjustments to the device, but you both work together.
Compliments.
No, there's some schematics are drawn up. So you didn't get the opportunity to actually make like a new prototype design, but the schematics for that are designed now. And so with more time and resources, the two of you either working together or you separately you have a plan to approach now.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds fair.
All right. So cutting to as the sun is kind of heading into the afternoon hours. And at this point in the day, it's where it begins to hit the edge of the top of the trees, the incredibly tall trees of the deep wood. As Marlowe, you find yourself approaching the outskirts of Inniswood, the incredibly tall palisade around this town that is fronting the deep wood itself, the river, which you helped to restore now at its full majesty. And you see some carefully, like a couple men on a little skiff guiding logs down the river towards their future destination, and a lone figure standing next to a horse at the crossroads that cut off into town or keep going on to Northwick. And Zell kind of like whinnies up beside you and just says, I'll peel off to the side for a moment, but let you have their conversation quietly. And she kind of pulls off to the side as you approach, and Callian pulls back her hood. And then you get off your horse, and she just kind of runs up immediately, like grabs you and then just hugs you.
And I hug her back and not expecting that at all.
I had received word about what had happened in the capital last night, and I was very worried about you. I'm glad to have heard that you're safe and to see you, of course.
Yeah, it's I was in the middle of it, but we got out in time.
It is I've been reaching out to a few of my contacts within the Rangers. Things are quite a mess there. There's a lot of confusion about who is actually in control or whose word to follow. They do not seem to have quite organized things yet this evening or this afternoon.
Yeah, I don't think things will be organized for a long time.
Any particular reason?
Oh, Callian. I'm a quick, well, I mean, there's no one around us, right? Like we're
like she specifically kind of picked a space where you're very far from you're not very far, but you're far enough from the town that there's nobody there. And she specifically picked a place where it's very easy to see if there's anybody approaching from any directions.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'm going to read.
And Zell definitely seems to also be keeping an eye and watch for you.
I assumed that she's spying and maybe listening to all of this. Like just
she went a healthy distance away from you, so you feel like she's giving you the respect of space.
That's nice. I'm gonna recap real quick the big highlights of Alyria, such as Yusef and Dane and the dragon and the sun and all that stuff.
Good. So you kind of go through everything, and the tactician mind is like kind of keeping track of everything that you're saying, and then it's when you're done, she just kind of looks at you and just says, "Well, I suppose Yara is lost to us then."
Yeah, I tried. She just. I didn't think she wanted to listen.
Well, who do you think that the other Fury is that she seems to be working with?
I don't know.
Well, you have something that they want.
Yeah.
And their entire job is to hunt that object down. I don't know how safe you are with it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm safe regardless of if I have it or not, but...
Then perhaps safer with than not. That is... She didn't even leave a note when she left. She just disappeared in the night.
Yeah. She really hates me. Don't really know what I did on that one. No, I'm not the most likable person. I feel like I really didn't deserve a lot of the
Nah.
stuff she threw at me.
She is jealous of your model. There is a difference. She hates herself.
Yeah.
But that makes her dangerous and easily manipulated.
I know.
Can you save her for us, please?
I'll try.
She may not want that, but I still believe that there is a possibility for good for her life, just as there is for you and me.
Yeah, me too. I don't think I should be part of the order anymore.
She kind of straightens up. What do you mean?
I mean, I just did a lot of illegal shit in Alyria. And I don't want to draw unnecessary attention to us. And my name is out there, and my association's out there. And I think maybe it would be better if that wasn't the case.
Are you using that as an excuse?
I think you know the answer to that.
Then who am I to tell you that you cannot go?
I'm sorry, I just didn't want this. And last night was the most powerful I've ever felt in my life, and I hated it. I can't keep doing this.
I knew from the moment I saw a broken little girl. In the care of one of my oldest friends, that you would be ever so much more than the pain that had been caused to you. And I had hoped that learning to use that pain to make the world a better place would help you heal those scars. But it looks as if something else is doing that for you. And I am sad that I cannot help you on that journey.
You have. You have helped.
Well, you carry the blade of the Changebringer. Follow it where it leads. If anybody can rid you of this thing, it is him.
I know.
And I do not accept your resignation, only because you do not need to be a member of the Order to be part of me and my heart. So we will be here when you need us. Come with me with the law and the authority. But if the Order can help stand against these forces that you seek, I am only a call away, and we will come running with the full weight of the moon behind us. No matter who you are when we meet again.
Thank you.
She nods and bows. You can keep the armor.
I was going to fight you for it.
But I won't fight you. Your path is your own to tread. And it always has been. I'm so proud that you have found that power, finally.
Me too.
She kind of dabs at her eyes.
Me too. Oh my god, I'm crying.
God, I really wanted to hate you. And you have never made that possible.
Well, I would be honest. Knowing that you were the daughter of Amalia, I almost wanted to be a better mother to you than her. And I know that that's never possible. But I am glad that I could be your friend. We have so few in this world.
You have been a great friend to me.
But things are dark ahead, Mardo. Do not forget that your strength lies with whatever pack you decide to run with. And I hope that I can still be part of that, as far apart as we may be.
You will always be part of that.
She kind of turns and mounts her horse. Well, there are so few of us. I should get back home.
Okay.
Her horse, and she turns and heads back towards the woods. And Zell trots up. Well, are you ready to go home?
Yeah.
She leads her horse back over to you.
I'd like to formally apologize for all the mean things I said about Callian and the conspiracy theory corner. I said so many mean things.
Callian.
I'm so convinced she was evil. I'm so sorry.
No.
You really were on Callian villain train.
I really was. I'm so
I can't.
sorry.
Not everybody can't be a villain.
Listen, I'm just suspicious of everyone. Okay, it's my character.
All right. So for those of you who are still back in town, at some point, Amalia walks through the front door of the Gilded Ass Tavern. So I assume Jury is still there bothering Bolton.
Yeah.
And Amalia walks in and she's looking around, and she sees you. Where's Marlo?
I roll my eyes. What do you think Mar is? Just wandered off and didn't even. Well, okay, they left a note this time. I feel like that is character growth in some kind of way.
Okay.
But they went to the Order.
She went to check in with Callian.
Yeah, I would think so.
That's you let her go alone.
I'm pretty sure Ansel went with them. They're not here, so I'm assuming.
Okay. I suppose I'll just wait here for her then. Did you see Abel? He was flying.
He was what? With magic?
No, I just saw him. I was coming up the side road, and I just saw him zoom into the air, and then he almost died. I think.
What? Oh, he's with Jared. Never mind. I understand exactly what happened.
But Amalia takes up her position there at the tavern. And as night begins to progress, is there anything else that you all wanted to accomplish in your day in Broadfield before you either spend the night here or decide to head out?
I'll ask Amalia if she'll hold my hand while I read this letter because I'm so nervous about it.
Okay, she's grabbed a drink and she's sitting there and
can I just sit with you while I read this letter? I'm nervous about it.
She kind of taps the table next to her. Sure, of course.
Okay. We can fiddle with it for a minute and then I'll open it up and start reading it.
Beautiful, the heaviest beautiful vellum.
So beautiful.
Painted wisteria on it that it seemed to be hand watercolor painted. And then Nyroy's artistic flair of cursive across the page.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Jury reads the whole letter with Amalia right there and then turns the brightest blush color they can imagine and then buries their face in their hands and has the letter over their head.
Are you all right, Jury?
I've never gotten a letter like this.
Is it a bad letter?
No, it's a good letter. It's really, really sweet. No
one's ever been sweet to you before?
And then I start going into about how awful Jorgen was.
Oh, and Bolton from the side is not this again.
What did I say he said to me that one night?
Oh my God, I'm not here anymore. Bolton picks up his stuff and goes outside.
Okay, I'll message you later. Bye.
Oh God. Well,
yeah, I'm no, not really.
So Amalia says, well, if it's good, then that means that's a good thing, Jared, and you are deserving of good things.
Oh, that's really sweet too. You're already better than Dad is at this.
Your father has never been very good at emotion.
He I had to save him at the masquerade.
I was waiting for Marlo to get here. Would you like to fill me in?
Yeah. I'll tell her what happened, ending on, hey, your brother died, and then I brought him back.
There's definitely moments of worry and concern throughout the course of the story. But then when she kind of, at the end, she's just I don't want to say that was a hard decision for you to make, but I think it was the right one.
It felt right. And I think it could be good.
Even men like Warren Windsor deserve a second chance.
Yeah. I think if he had more empathy, he'll be able to do good.
Unfortunately, you can compel someone to do so many things, but unless they have the capacity for empathy, it's hard to compel it. But hopefully, with a second opportunity at life, he will at least try to learn. He never had very much sympathy for me in my position.
I'm sorry. I hate that.
Well, it's not quite as bad as abandoning his own son. Or driving his own wife away.
Yeah, that one was pretty bad.
But
awful. But I need to hear her side too and figure out how I feel about everything.
Well, I think there's no way you could have gone into that meeting having known you let your father die and do it with a clear conscience.
Yeah. I'm not that kind of person.
I don't think so, Jerry.
Good to know that, I guess.
I would love to meet your mother because I don't see very much of your father in you. And I would like to know where it came from.
It's just the cheekbones. eye color.
Not any of his body structure or size, that's for sure.
No.
Mhm.
You kind of notice Jury hasn't been like glamoring their face as much, and you can see the like kind of facial similarity that they've been like
Yeah.
glamoring away.
But she does say like the freckles are very much his though.
Yep. That's for sure.
And she kind of touching her own cheeks where she has her own freckles that are very Windsor.
Thanks. It's nice to have someone to talk to about this stuff.
I mean, that is what family is for. Or should be, I suppose.
Yeah, should be. Where the fuck is Mark?
All right. Anybody else seeking to accomplish any tasks over the course of the evening? I was trying to check Saurus's list of things, whether or not he had done all of his things. All right.
What did you say, Rob? Your mic cut out.
Yeah, you're.
Oh, it's still not working.
Nope.
Mm.
Oh no.
Diddly darn microphone.
We're down a mic.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
I know what that was.
give me the thumbs up if you did everything on your list. Oh,
you
wanna
turned
talk
it on
to-
and turned it back off.
He does want to.
Okay.
He wants to talk to me and Mar when we get.
That's
back.
right. So,
Yeah.
as the evening, the sun sets, the evening, like the moon rises, in the early stages of now waning from its full moon the night before. Marlowe rides back into town with Enzel, and you get back to the tavern, and you find. Did Kamana ever come back from the ship, or did he stay with Alyria on the ship?
Stayed on the ship.
All right, cool. So you find Abel and Jaren in the corner over. They've now taken apart and put back together this device, and they're drawing up schematics.
They have all the garbage from town.
Yeah, Jury and Laura, or Jury and Amalia are sitting together having a drink, and you kind of walk in to.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You walk into, and Saurus is there with, as Jane's kind of like cleaning up, and Saurus is talking to Jane as she's cleaning up and passing out drinks. Tavik eventually shows up, and he grabs Abel and pulls him outside, and Tavik has managed to get about 2 satchels full of random things, like old broken clocks and mechanical pieces, random cloaks and things. However Tavik went about getting those materials, he did get 2 sacks of materials that you
The
could potentially
Adventurers
use.
Guild extorted me for my garbage.
Tavik invented waste management services in
Recycling.
Broadfield. But Marlowe, you kind of walk in and you see before you, as much as anything else, the family that you have here before you.
Yeah, I just walk in and post up at the bar, I guess.
Right.
Next to Amalia and Jury.
You feel the mage hand just like smack you. Like, hey, asshole, where did you go? I mean, you have to know.
I told you exactly where I went and
I know,
when I'd
but
be
you
back,
just
and I
left.
was back on time.
I hug you.
Oh, okay.
Amalia just kind of like takes your hand and like squeezes it, and then reaches out and grabs like the drink that she's been drinking. She pours one for you. Looks like you might need a little bit of.
Thanks.
So is it okay?
Yeah, I quit.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh my god, we need alcohol, please. Down here.
It's not, I mean, it's not really that, it's not, I don't know. I thought it would feel like a big deal. It doesn't.
It doesn't change who you are, you know. You're a ticket taker.
It was never who you are anyway.
Yeah.
It was just a stopping point.
You got some cool armor out of it, though.
Hey, they let
Pretty
me keep
badass.
the armor. Wasn't that nice?
That's more than sunglasses, I feel.
I was really going to be mad about that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was a little severance package, I guess, at the end there.
Before you drink too much, I'd like to speak to the two of you if I can in private.
Yeah. Totally.
So I take it we go up backwards.
Yeah, there's kind of like the way that the bar is set up. It's like a P shape. So there's like a narrow set of tables that go off to the side, and then the main bar set is in the middle. So you can go off to that kind of side set where there's fewer people. Like you guys are the only ones here aside from the B team, and everyone's kind of in the main area. So there's an easy enough space for you to go to that's more private.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I've got two things that I need your advice and expertise on, and your help on.
Okay.
So, it all evolves around this, and I hold up the arm with the
Your tether.
The tether. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, one thing is lately I've started using this too much. And I've made some tactical mistakes doing that I should not have, such as in the middle of the throne room, I should have just run away from the guys. There's no way they would have caught me. I could run up and hang out in the chandelier. But instead, because this was so easy, I pulled it. Having said that, one of the reasons that I pulled it is that I feel that there's something more there potentially for me to embrace in myself. And I kind of want to do that, but I want to be very careful about it. And the reason I'm asking you is both of you have gone through transformations, some against your will, some by choice, but you've done it and seen the change. And does this make any sense?
It does.
Basically. Yeah. So what I was thinking is I do want to try and find more what I'm capable of. But to protect myself and everyone, I want to limit the cases in which I'll do it. Specifically, I will only do it during battle. Only if we are trying to get in some place that we could not otherwise get in without going through the Shadowfell. 3, in dealing with someone problematic. The last one, I promise I will not do without clearing with at least one of you first, whether this is a good choice or not.
Sure. I trust your judgment, Source.
I don't trust my judgment, and that's why I'm asking this of you. And the other part of this is, if I embrace this and it turns me into something that I don't need to be, Jordan, I trust you to be able to see it, because you're a realist, but you still believe in good, and you're halfway between us and Kaimana and Abel. So I think you would be able to make the appropriate judgment of whether I go too far or not.
Source, I won't let you do that to yourself. I've already lost a friend to something like that, and I'm not going to lose a family member.
But if that happens, I need you. You're the one who's going to be able to say whether it's too far or not.
I'm not.
And the second part of that is, if I do go too far, I trust Mar to be the one to take care of that, whether that be by kicking me out of the ticket takers or by kicking me off the side of a vessel 1,000 feet in the air. I'm hoping it doesn't come to that, and I know that she would feel bad about it, but I do not want to turn into Aramon.
You couldn't possibly turn.
I don't think so, but I don't know what this power is. And if it's embracing the shadow, there is that chance. So I just want to make sure, going forward, that that cannot happen.
You're talking a lot about risk that are very high stakes, and I can see that you have put a lot of thought into it. Do you think it's worth it?
I don't know, which is one of the reasons I wanted to talk to the two of you. My biggest concern is that if I don't learn about this, that when we eventually face off with Ahriman, that he will be able to manipulate me or use it to his advantage to hurt us in some way, either by being able to directly do something to me that I cannot counter, or by being able to do something that would allow him to escape. And so I want to be able to, if I don't use it, at least know what it is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And by the way, just for the record, that's the first time that Soros has ever called you Mar and not Marlowe.
I know that.
Rob has done that, but that's the first time Soros has.
Oh, I know that.
Soros isn't wearing his jacket. And Marlowe, with your very intense ability to analyze people and see, as he's having this conversation with you and you're looking over Soros, there's just a lot of black hair on his arms where there wasn't before.
Soros, can I say one thing?
Absolutely.
I think, personally, you don't need to mess with this at all. I think you're a very strong, formidable person, and I think you have a lot of inner strength that more than you even know. And at the end of the day, I don't think you need any of that extra garbage Ahriman did. But I think there's a lot of goodness and experimentation in a safe place. But I don't think you need it, personally. But I will support your decisions.
If you want to ever, and I'm not pressuring you one way or the other, but if you do want to try to get rid of it, Yara had the same tethers. I watched Lunaria take those away from her. There is ways to do this. And I just want you to know that option is available to you, should you choose it.
That is good to know. Thank you. And thank you both for the time and the advice.
I hug you.
And I look at Mar and go, don't let me hurt the family, no matter what.
Hey, I'm the only one who gets to hurt the family, right, Jerry? I help you.
Worse, and I hate you, but
I love that as a group, none of us got together and decided, but we've just kind of collectively said this is the therapy episode.
Okay, and I'm good now.
Yeah. Are the ticket takers spending the night in Broadfield, or are you boarding the ship and heading out under the cover of darkness?
I think we head out under the cover of darkness.
I think we're good, yeah.
Okay. So you say your goodbyes.
I'll ask Bolton and Anzel if they want to stay in Broadfield or if they're coming with us.
Bolton says, I would prefer to get as far away from the crown as possible, considering that we are both fugitives. As long as Abel is all right bringing former spies into his home.
It's a little late for that. But,
but they'll both travel with you as well. But you make your way back. Sora finds you, Marlowe, and just says, look, I still don't believe that Kamana's in charge. So I'm gonna tell you this. You can trust us. I think that we're building something good here. But it's only because we crossed swords at one point. And you spared my life. And I will work every day to make sure I'm worthy of that choice you made.
You were worthy when I made that decision.
Well, be safe. Are you sure you don't want to take Tovik with you?
Oh, please try not to kill him.
We cannot have him. He's not coming with us.
Okay, well,
No bees on the ship. Sorry.
fly safe and keep in touch. Let us know what we can do. If there's anything we need to be prepared for, I'll train them to make sure we are.
Good work, B team.
Bees out. And she walks away. She just backs away.
By the way, I have this vision of
Incredible.
them being in some massive fight, and it's about to go south, and the ticket takers show up. And the way they know we're here is Kaimana has summoned
The
Giant bees.
and they come flying over the battlefield.
Yes.
An
All right.
immigrant song plays.
Yes. All right. So you make your way back to the ship. Alembic prepares it for takeoff, and the rats do their duty and take the ship off. And it sails south and away from Broadfield towards the far off distant climb of Nuevia or Bogtown or wherever where you're deciding to go on next. But that's where we'll end this week, and we'll pick up there next time.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh man.